Amos?
Ministry bears debt.
Well, I don't give you off head now, but I would say on the arrears front alone, the number of checks them we this government meets and the number of unpaid bills was more than 100 million.
Okay, 100 million. Hey, I was like, what? $100 million. Now in this government meet, we arrears them. But it tell we say we not ever default. So unpaid bills. Well, guess maybe not to the loans them. Not to loans. And like bills. Alright. I hope say we don't able for listen, we don't able for understand. Me can therefore break things down so that we will get proper understanding. Today I tell we say we look inside 2021 and we look inside government in trust business. What's in you able for gather? The government then at the right path. Waiting we don't trust. Waiting happen. Whose side we they go? Make a come with us friend. Make we waiting in get for you. Welcome on board, us friend. You get the platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple A, and thanks a lot for all the effort we do for bringing all this together. And thanks to the source of radio democracy. And we continue with the economy of the country in the form of the debt there now. Looking at debt, a country can always look how to solve the issue. How they solve them economic issue, then they always say that we will not able to go take debt, like how they try to talk about. But you can always talk, say they can get public debt, they can get external debt. But when they go for them debt now, they know say they can go either then they join different groups, say like IMF together with the World Bank. They were on a multilateral. They can get one-to-one back, that bilateral loan. Then they can get it back this loan way they talk, say this na long-term or soft loan, or this na loan way grants in talking column. We call them something to do with grants attachment. In other words, in a debt way, it gets a kind of taste of grants. So that later and maybe something will happen. But all these categories of taking money for can bring, what we get for payback, now all they come to areas wherein then they say, we try for we go able for balance the government in finance. So that what you will get, we go able for the user. Anytime when they need money, we go pay because we not get enough money, they not put on that way there. But because most times there are no areas where we always look at how would they work the ratio. And working the ratio, now the problem can be. And the importance and ways I go able to avoid anything when a big problem will bring higher pressure. So you find out say even in the sub-Saharan, no we just go that side there. Just within these 5-10 years, then don't accumulate over how many billions? I think 740 billion. Think so between just a short period, but 10 years, then at the whole of sub-Sahara, but coming down to we own country now, at 305 billion, yes, 305 billion, that not just 2010. And then in the sub-Sahara now, the whole of it, 702 billion. But then they kind of talk, say this money, it come up only because of countries, different countries, they're not able to draw a threshold wherein they go do within a simple indicators. Then they try to look the ratio where they get money. So we able go into that with the ratio when they get money, and then the ratio when they exports, the ratio whose type of GDP when I get. So they get two ratio then when they can look back. That ratio of external debt. Now they take to you gross domestic domestic product. Once you as a management somebody, we that they call them, we economic something for observe, we economic tax, how they go able for look how we money they go. Then your responsibility now for look all to the entity. But once that ratio they not work, you they go just the take. You know, look your ratio for say this now I get as a gross domestic product, and then I go able for go take debt them so that the debt you can't cushion, so that when I sell the GDP I get profit straight away. But because that initial failure we don't do from the word go, the time we go take the first step, well, I'm not able to follow that is today. That was the aim. Don't like when they go in a bank say they can't go do business. Simple. They go for go investor, then they pay from a profit, now they go. This is just a simple way. But because they fail for let them go know waiting them in the get as GDP, where them if we don't channel and towards the government revenue. So that one day when I go take now, when I go pay. But if they divert go other side, you find out say the ratio where the external debt towards the exports, it not work out at all. And they get now waiting, they check now for say, well, which I don't get when I need money, what I don't need from diamond, from gold, bauxite, and they check them so that I will get an average. And that average number they get there, you divide that now from waiting, you be say you debts and now they get the amount for say this now go they pay. But that ratio they not they work. Because the exports, then when you get the diamond, the gold, the rutile, the bauxite, they total, I mean, the way we are in, you know, say I don't go take 1 million, no, but what I don't send out, now 5 million. So I pull the 1 million, I go pay. But because of that ratio, then we don't lose some from years back. You find out that the government there now, then they get financial needs. When they get a financial needs, then they get back payment obligation. And when you get that payment obligation, was I get for pay debt. Well, most of the time, you find out the debt, the income you get, you're going to pay those debts in terms of principal debt and the average for like you pay them. But you are always lacking behind because what you they get in the country where your country they give you from agriculture, from any other side, you're not able to handle them. The gold, they see what you said, doubt, say, how would they pull money from that gold? They boku pass that one day. Because you not control that side. The diamond, maybe you not even know the value where you able to go, say, like check with people that we they in charge of diamond in business, we so tell London get, or so tell Bell Antwerp get, so that I will know the value. So that if I evolve in, if I don't know the value of them, make us forget about that business day. Make a find way where I go able for invest, let the people then go able for get the revenue, profit of waiting the land make for them. In other words, Salon get diamond for them, Salon get fish for them, Salon get cocoa for them, Salon get coffee, Salon get a lot of those things, those biodiverse things that we then go able to forget when it before one day for pushing this. But the idea they always come where they then go always can say, well, as I said, we ready for can't just do development. But when they say development, because they want to make roads, they want to make this, they want to make all the things there, now the things then be don't lack because initial debts where you don't take, you don't use them, you bloat up and you bloat up the amount we follow through procurement, and then when you can you don't finish them, the gap is big. And when you try for filling this gap, so economy we don't get problem. The gap say road not defined, the gap say the hospital they don't they work, the gap say will not get water, you want for Kushina, the gap say people in wages they know they get better life, employment not they, all those kind of gaps or the health system or the aviation system or even the marine system where we're able for secure people and get one. You're not able, you have to fill them gap there. You see, say that now go filling the tourism halfway. Now go filling the people holding at the sea halfway. But when you fill them, the gaps are there because you know they make them whole. If the things in Boku are just for look fine and know the strategy what we go put in terms of say Now tourism might give me money. What I go do on the tourism? I go try to make sure say I go get their own institution, I go reform them. And when I go reform the institution, they because already tourism, a product site, a product site. Was the product site that they try to improve. Usai people and they go see that site, they will have the production of that tourism, that they increase in size, then you go see people in can we not see there has been this short hiccups between. We get the Ebola there, we get the so-called COVID here. But because we've not been built in between the structures that we'll be able to make, we get what they call speculative and precautionary motive money. Because when they talk about money, simple money, now three things. You get the way they use steady, you get where they say, okay, in case something can precaution, something happen under, then you get the way they speculate for say that one day I don't see and say it will happen because we get for increase for number to 7 million, we come up to 5 million. All those kind of things should have been in place where you get speculative purpose of the money where now we own revenue, where they talk about say now the gross domestic income when it comes from the gross domestic product. So you deviate from the purpose of the money, you don't get them. Why they say that countries and that's why they see them get and they still get what they call that precautionary and that speculative one. When be something happen, you see they don't send say we don't send them how many tons of things in per aid. They see them, they send money in a salon, then go the crisis they still get but then pull from that budget then they give them. Like how you be mention that just go the when they talk about when they play talk say oh the one they only over see play they give. But all this money say like the feed now from people in tax when they pay council tax now and then they pull up, then they pay police and they police and they push the other one for aid. And when they pull and then they send go yonder. When they call something European defeat. So these are the contribution we say they give the indirect like I talk. I go left that side. But the point why they try to bring here is that you as a country, when you go get in debt there, you get areas that we get for looks in an area there I will develop. Like I mentioned about the tourism, where you get for looks, waiting to attract people and they need and develop, then you put things in institution, you involve the people, they give them capital, they the own place. We sit today when they debate about that. You get areas that the home base, people in the home, you know about them, people in know why they do business, that they get for always identify as this. Not to you, they just come. You reward individuals indirectly, they will say, well, they don't go through the criteria we give them, or just for the sake of a rush so that we're able to try achieve what is at the aim, so that when I don't go take that money, then see, I don't use them. And then there is an area where I will say, well, will they get back the money where they go for the one day while they pick for let them go do the work. Then I get for pay this amount. See, like when they get about bloated amount from the NACOVAC at some point and question them, then get for cut certain things they wouldn't they do. Not the one they would work on the field area, but all these areas, you say you get money where they go take, not only the people around where they go take for it, they get for employ people where they look into them and they own overseers. Like we get the government young body where they say they look into this economic or debt management issue. And then therefore control you when you take debt, so that debt when you take, you know, go able for pay too much money. So you know, I was go look, so when go take that money, they can't use them. So and at this area, you get for use them. So no go take debt when a long term, when a short term loan, and then you get boku interest, or on a long term loan, in your interest back in boku. They get differences in their loan there, when they go for, but it depends how desperate and how now rush for loan now can do that development in basic. Government get for look at a diverse area. Now, if we are not able to make diamond, we are not able for one for dig diamond, we are not want to save the soil, we are the first now for let the soil people and go be agriculture. There are other things that we are going to think about. Diamond, he actually knows so really when you look at the actual diamond, because I think we get boku. But when you say, well, I want fair way for get money, you can go open that science the way you get a corner. There are ways people they make now what they call artificial diamonds. Where they make them in the lab, but it look a bit primitive, but it not gonna make you work money, but at least na revenue. So you stop the idea of mining. I'm just suggesting that you come back and say, well, the agriculture, what's in they happen? The money we don't go there, I don't go trust, it not work. Now Africa plan back. No, I therefore follow the strategies that will all be done, they bring calm. Now look at the wells and back, the area for water, they don't go dig well. And when you dig well, you don't take money for go dig wells. If they look at the topography of the land it gets areas that when you say society they dictate because they call them water table, like we talk about. The water table is different. And some water table then good because they don't water when you move. You don't get boku sun, you don't get boku fasting them where you see they're not fine for drink. So if they look into that, then they go say, well, I go dig your borehole. But some borehole where they go big borehole well then they're useful for the water common one, but you go find out in that water, if you see the drinker, so into that water table, they pass outside the water, they filter at the basement of the ground. So all these kind of things you get for look and say, I don't go waste time now. What I get for do? I get for go dig other well back. The money all don't go in vain. In terms of say, we will not get the production. Either they get for dig or they get for go dig other one. So there the government and they believe say, let them go they look at diverse areas of looking what we get. Now we know they import poverty and we export the riches they out. And when we export the riches they out, we know they import the riches them. And the poverty they bring indirectly. And then you find out say the development in not they go will just the incur debt and debt and debt. Because we know they look from what you like the GDP, what you will get for saying that this will able for pushing in case we pull small they pay. Then something will left for development. Once we not get that ratio and indicator between the balance between the ratio of the external import, the exports and the imports, now that balance they get for day. We not they put money aside. We not they put gold who will stand there in case of something happen. Diamond who will dead in the bank. Who nobody will bother about. But almost asset together in out. Instead, we go take something they even short in at the bank, we then get for go bring camp. So all those kind of things, we therefore plan them. Now in the talk, say the government, if they can do something with economic development with money go take and money bring camp and money use one. The citizens and this side, they no go get anything for do. The only thing we them be careful don't do, now the area where they go look after what they bring for them. But some areas them back, like you have to look after them. But again, the thing not to good thing when them go see them go look after. The thing of itself the point. So all these factors and they we don't come up when we look say now you don't above we have them bilateral and multilateral debts, then when they go to things that will get regional issues them back. Where in the say in the politics when they in the region them back they affect we all. So when they know say things that they escape now region they go to Liberia. Some say Kamai, single the escape when I go and diamond they go so. So all those regional issues, what you get for bring them, like then you get for say, well, if one for involved into business of this, we know. I don't want to make a blind eye, we know. But the only thing now, how we able to solve that, we know the one time the people we cannot say we don't know. If we don't know, we have to ask. That day you get for say, are they include somebody we get idea for this thing, let it go able for help me so I will able for go before. If not a minister, we don't go give me a ministry, I don't know say now so people in the thief that or as in the small gulam, that ask the one they want the indigenous, the people that would in the land, and therefore involve them. So they don't go tell you, but therefore get a way to do things. Now they all the management there, you will talk say, you go for a sustainable and accountable public fund. And when the fund is sustainable and accountable, now that one day would see say now real something where you know deeper high debt, indebted, because we're in a high indebted poor countries. They get the low risk indebted countries, then a sub-Saharan like some, then they get the income, then they get a small, but when then they get enough, you can't do what you do for people. But we actually they a little bit that threshold where we're not even there now, that they actually the threshold we're in the highly indebted one. And we are highly indebted one, that's what I would go for put highly intensive methods them will be able to sustain the country. We will not look actually as they say for party, we will not look actually for anything as usual. We will look for the need of the land, what it will sustain, what you will get, so we're able to use them. Because the land of itself, it stands on all minerals, everywhere, all the escarpments. Every region you go, you get in your side where you get. But again, you get for balance. If you not say the risk of mining, it lead to devastation, and then the people only profit, I stop them, forget about it, I continue agriculture. And when I do agriculture, I get for involve those. Okay, that one I can't they call about those things yesterday. I know the guy himself when you do all this thing and now a very good friend of mine. They get at the place they want to develop the place. So all those kind of things, it go in Jala, where then we don't get initiatives of things they offer don't help we. Look at the area where then they try for say, where they find the purpose of the leaves then where they grow. Just the plants. Just imagine the leaves where then they make medicine from them. Will cost too much raw material, then we're able to continue because when they take a leaf from a plant, not to the branch they cut, they make how they call them the leaves. So they develop medicine. Now recently, actually the Minister of Health, when you bring that thing up, we don't talk about say the try for initiating in West Africa, we go to check with medicine, then now we go to make real medicine. Now we look into waiting in the lab in the do but I not even know if they don't begin to look into those archives. So resources and they won't be able for use. Will they get the money easy as that itself? Will they just go and depth of functionable things? Traditional way and local thing develop we so our country will able to go. The ratio of the exports and the imports, now in them will try look into before then they go and depth. If they're not able, then I'm afraid we'll edge into an area where we will be a debt that we cannot pay back, except we get forget one day we demand say that debt and cancellation process. And how long? Thank you very much. Let God help we and let we lead us and continue for here we the wisdom and understanding. We pray for let them get them. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, whose friend.
Welcome, yes, sir.
I want to say thanks to whose friend for your contribution today. We hear from the Minister of Finance, Dennis Vandy, and the last person will be hearing from Matthew Sandy, when I know the Director for the Public Debt Management. With all everything at table. It left to you. What you want for add? What you want for subtract? What are you understanding? What you think is the way forward? We don't trust, we get for pay. Yes, for make you able get good credit, you need for pay. Yeah? You see, what you trust, now how you they manage them. What you go trust for, what you do it. We see on the part of waiting, they come inside for we. We export. Because me, now one day, it shake me. We export. We mineral so the ala for. Not correct. Correct at all. What's in gold? Iron ore, diamond. Yes, caller, they live on here. Your name and no side to call from, please.
Hello, Triple. My name is MOB. I call from China.
Yes, MOB, get 3 minutes, sir.
I want to acknowledge you for this relentless effort you do, and I will wish the government would take time for listening to this program because you are creating a solution for them. You know, short program like this, you go find many they listen to them and no time when they go wrong, so that they will ratify those areas. But I doubt. Instead they will listen self, they will say, left them about talk the deeper. You know, but we hope say one day there will be a listening government. We go listen to some of their program there and ratify their problems. However, we all not listen to the budget hearing and the debate they on. Of course, yesterday I follow you when I be listening to the debate, Parliament. You know, it's really frustrating and painful when you look at, we get young people in our Parliament. young guys. But these guys don't know really they think about the electorate, them problems, the empathy, they debate on issues that will get people the future. They take it as a caricature. They laugh over the thing. Because the thing was all about laughter. Me, I not take us in a debate. Now, if they go debate people in future tomorrow, the young generations, the future, they put her into fun, they laugh, they do some objections that were not even necessary. Sierra Leone will get a lot for land. They say yes, we need young people na the aim of affairs, na parliament, but these young guys are back with the going now the same one about to go put on thing the way not even necessary they count fun inside the one that they discuss way very important. I hope say some of this program, some of them go here and change some of their attitude there. When you watch at South Africa the parliament, come on, you can't see joke. Where the EFF the grab for challenge issues, you know they see joke there. There are silent issues. Julius Malema and Dozie, those guys when they come up, come on, you they really enjoy parliament. They checkmate everything when they come up there. But we on parliament, that's also fun. And because they pay the boku money, that's even if just now they begin say all parliamentarians them, you for begin loading a public transport go work. Therefore they give them boku allowances then they load a public transport go na parliament. If you not get vehicle for go there for yourself, then load a public transport for the give them vehicle, give the allowance, give the wardrobe this. But you not be the live all that day. You say pass the gear in a parliament. And that mean they go put fun at that place. We go hope say that will change. In the issue of the debt, we all know say government in, government out, anytime they can get debt. But this money did they take? Which changes it don't make to the life of the people. All the debts that we would all incur, would all get over, and we not born itself will begin see debt. But they will not see what they say here is better, here is okay. We still live behind continuously. And there are many countries that where do they get debt, whether they improve. Now they go take their money there, their money also already put up. A private pocket they go. Let me say if you're not government, for example, SLPP say their flagship na education. Try and put the education to a standard where everybody will know yes, the education not there to standard as you say free quality. The free is there, but the quality is not there. The quality is not there. We still get dilapidated schools. We still get schools that we choke with picking them. Lack of teachers are not well paid. But you say free quality. You dey get money where you put there, where huge of we budget. Make sure say that quality there we deserve them. You don't get it free, but the quality is not there. Libraries are not there, laboratories are not there. All those things. Computers are not there. Now in the Western world, there is no student we not get computer. Every student forget computer. We forget into research. Every student you forget computer. But check now, check the university there. How many students they get computer with themselves? Say this is my own computer where I work with. Ain't not there. Before ever you think of go to the university, a computer first if you don't know. You see, me that debt how they take me if not for me no more. I know how many they take there because we know they see any side where they develop. We know they see them. Of course. Why what it calls the wage bill where it bloated, where they go open boku ministry per state. Why did they go open this Nabila Tunis they go get a ministerial position at the western area? For waiting for? Those are waste of resources. Divide Ministry of Youth, you get Youth Commission, you get Youth Affairs, you get all these half things. Where everything are youth. If it just be youth ministry, all these things are waste of resources. All these things, one great youth ministry, it get up to 3 sections for waiting for. All right, Pa. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Emobi. Yes, caller, you're live on air. Your name and who side you call from, please.
Yeah, this time Mr. Silad call from Maryland.
3 minutes, sir.
Thank you very much. First of all, Tripoli, there were politicians here we need for set an example. I'm telling you. Let's say now look this government, the revenue, the amount of money within the talk about. The other kind say you, the other spend then billions and then trillions then. Nine the able say let them make hospital for people then. Let them build road there. We say all the money they go, we don't see what they generate to. Just imagine, if in the way the whole world they right now, they crumble. You understand? And they still generate them money now. So why they not able to do that thing here? Now they include all the past government for the past 57 years. Because this union, itself included inside it. But the past one, the way sick up they go, nothing up they go on. Them money they wouldn't they generate. Why they not able to make provisions for the new generation who they can for picking the way they can? Why? We say only money they need to go. Why make the people are so weak? Then they go na parliament. Then they sweep at the Bible and the Quran, saying they can't take care of the people. With the all the revenue what they generate, the new able upgrade with schools there, the new able build new hospital and people they die. Of course, don't go for agriculture. The new sponsor agriculture for let people who they make gari before, when people who they go the upline rest there, when they plant. For them no dey pass starvation. All the money, who say all the money go? Look the way how they talk just now. Paulo when they ask her, it is still been 2007 deaths they come. So they meet book. Say 100 million, say 100 billion. Million or $100 million. That are debts they meet. You say only 100 million. That's a lot of money. That are just the debt no more. What the revenue now be the kind side? Why did they go back and go take debt? They want to say what they can. Just look inside just this COVID something. How much money what did they talk about? Why still did they go back and they go take debt? For waiting. Are they just trying to fill their pockets? Because not to the people that they go take the money for. Not to for develop the country that they go take the money for. It's just to fill their own, to fulfill their own pocket and the family pocket. Why make them people not go try for work for the people in that salon? Why? How can you be so cruel? How can you be so wicked? People in the suffer. We don't talk about trillions of dollars. Not only Leone save the call, now trillions of dollars in the call so. Small salon with all them debts and with all the money in the call so. Why they not able to make not just say okay, not come up with upland business? Why they not even able to transform Freetown? Why they not able to transform Freetown? Who say this is our city? Let's be boast of our city. I don't know get people. It's like I don't know what to for do them politicians here. I don't know why we still vote for them. Why would they go? Would they kill we say for them? Would they go cost people and mommy cost? They go put people in host there. You understand? People, politicians who don't in the area for how many 10, 15 years, but they able make una vote 7 so day. Yet still they go jump for them. Then they eat your money. Then they cost you on top that. Thank you very much, Tripoli.
All right, thank you very much,
because
Mr.
me are
Silla.
vex.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Silla Vest. The phone line don't close. But we got 2 people. You know, say tomorrow holiday, eh? So let me say the try left here. I get 2 people in for come with, but the phone line don't close, yeah? You will keep an eye for Saturday. If you get something for add or subtract on this one, keep them for Saturday. They will just make a sharp, and left here. You get 3 minutes, sir. Welcome on board.
Thank you very much. I'll listen to your long narrative story. You gonna end up with headache. We already know how them people just stand. They know how we stand. We all know side the slave then stand. The issue here is the $3.1 billion debt. First of all, God. Now the seriousness where Africa not serious. $3 billion. Now small money. We get Team Naya winner Los Angeles Rams. The owner just spent $5 billion just for build the stadium. Now the most expensive stadium in the whole world. Then just open it this year. So $3 billion really not to boku money. We're not even supposed for trust as a country. We're supposed for generate if we serious and sober. We open for generate that money there with everything what we do now we own country. But look at the money where then they need to tell you say the meat when a debt. And that's not the no hype, no depana. Now the same former party when a APC talk say then have been the fastest growing economy. Then we get the fastest growing economy. Well, I mean, I don't understand what they mean by that. Because fastest growing economy means say you unemployment rate they go down, but the unemployment rate not been to go down. Then if you're the fastest growing economy, in the last 2 years, we get a devastated mudslide or disease will hit you. Then by the time where you left, you announce hostility, say money no day. So all the fastest growing economy money, who's saying go? Who's saying go? You know, then that Kiama road the way you talk about. Now, Wilkinson Road. Now the same man this way they try for Can Railway. Now I write that checklist. Samura, Milton or Wilson Kamara. Now I write that checklist. Immediately, because I don't listen several times during the campaign when 98.1 the interview. Now I write that checklist. You know what I blame? For that bad road there and that boku money. In blame the people that will be the build houses and at the bank of the waterway. Now they ain't blame. But he not blame himself for write the check for that rubbish day. Because if he gets a loan to heart, according to him, if he for tell the person, no, this is too expensive. This road is too expensive. You know, because I write the check. But at the same time, this is what they try for Can Railway, where they grab thugs and they carry and go all over the place. Not talk about with Parliament. I they tell people all the time, we not get youth. They kindergarten now would go put in that place there. Now, woman business than they did for. Now, papi show. You need to see their lifestyle. They find like young girls them. They buy motor car. They do stuff. Look them. Look at the way they inside Parliament. They're always constantly then at their phone. I don't see Parliament the way that they argue. I just watch British Parliament, House of Commons the other day. Where they torture Boris Nielsen, whatever his name is. Even though they make noise and the speaker they tell them let them behave themselves, but then they ask the prime minister, question them, we get something for do with the country. Both sides. Even the prime minister in your party, but now they see, even when the minister of finance be they read the budget, any one word where the guy called, people then they knock the desk, boo, 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 boo. When I continue to talk about youth, we want youth involvement. Let me tell you, I'd rather left the old party will be done today. Then youth and I waste. That parliament then I waste. Then guy and they're not serious. The woman business them go there for. The papi show them go there for. You they see them on the street. Run on them meet up them on the street. Me don't they see them on the beach. Then they're not even qualify. I don't know how they give their symbol. Now if this thing be done there into primaries, you be foresee say most of them young one and they're not be for the win because they're not qualified. But when they give them symbol and the party will give them symbol, now then they go impose them on the people and say now this we want. Now what is? Because if they say primary, you go see responsible people and go win. But when up to primary in a party they give you symbol and then they impose you. Now you could get this then ratia, what we call youth parliament. I mean, the president If Kiebo understands, say, listen, okay, now we know say we meet bad arrangements then, bad arrangement in the mineral sector. But we not go undo that because government na continuity. Now what we go do? How we go safeguard the minerals? Because we know say up to now, you said it, and I don't say this naturally. We get the amount of young paramount chief that will get this time around. I'm not getting nothing against young people them, but Sierra Leone not get responsible young people them. All the one that will hold political position and chief chelsea, they're not responsible because we don't see anything. They all they go for go enrich themselves. Even that one wouldn't get a Konode that Sakui one day. Because now in area now they been put that last diamond where APC be get before it commodity. So young guys like say that guy now they tie cartoon against the government, then they bring investors away the government that they even know about. We don't listen to interview all the time when they act interview the villagers. Now one guy side and the point back. The paramount chief. He know about this. The paramount chief. Now they talk with them people there. The paramount chief. Now they sign a bargain with them people there. The villagers and they say that, and then they take their land them, then they move them out, then they bring toxic material on top of them. The same paramount chief put them in crown. For them can protect them people there. The village you say in mama, in papa come out. Where the left guy say, okay, your papa, your mama don't die. Would they bless you waiting that we don't do well? Now you one let yourself can continue. Now the youth them, who would they cry for all the time? Would they no more youth? Now the youth they see so. Would they see them at the paramount chief there now? Would they see them na parliament? Because the president for the understand say, some of them things here where we need to see the diamond, the gold. Now we tighten them place and they make sure say we need to lose them because we don't lose them. The illegal mining is all over the place. Why you not go tight them place then? But then depend for the good trust. Say the good trust. We get for coming to default because how much will they collect? Or else they go for increased taxes about. Good thing they not increase taxes for 2022 year. Lord see what's in the next one go for bring. But we not get that. And SLPP always say that even that guy over the talk just now from finance, they talk to them. Then they fashion that what we not responsible government. We not really. We not go get division. We not divide every ministry. We not divide into three. Every ministry we not create stay crazy lady on Nabila Tunis. After we not do nothing, we not go create another ministry for her. Then we not still say we not responsible. Good luck with you not responsible. Thank you, bro.
Thank you very much, Umar. I'll make we no say because I don't know. Maybe I make when people can call and say what they get for say, and people when they in turn one for attack, not people then they attack. Waiting person call and say nah, they're on their own. It's not share a network. We create a platform so that we all go come and get a perfect understanding. Yeah, because I don't see a lot this being like the campaign against AAA, not funny safe. So WhatsApp group then they're just the commodities are full. Okay. Yes, call ID live on here. You name and the call from please.
This is Ezekiel, the call from Oregon.
3 minutes, sir.
Let them continue for campaign. They're not going to win. You go continue for succeed, my brother, by God in power. Let them just continue for their part of stupidity because we want anybody where they do this kind of thing where they do now, pure love we get for the country. You are not making money out of it. So instead you are spending out of your own pocket. So continue for be strong. We all continue for support, both morally and financially if we can at certain point. But thank you so much for Carl with this information. So I think the first part we are really not be too happy with now the attendance in our parliament and. I think overall it boiled down to they not they take with people as serious. They not they take with people. They not get sympathy or empathy for with people. And now out of that, then they go behave anyhow they want to behave. like what you say, we get a lot of youth that now wait and then at that place. As I be few way if you put a bill in front of them for let them read out on their own and understand that. I know particularly two of them where they end up for take sit their way down to their seat. They're not going to even understand it. But now they pass around, in a government jeep with security and spending, the people and the money. We then say time for let them go and talk about serious things where they affect the people in life. They don't care, I they encourage the Sierra Leone people. A lot begin the campaign say no more vehicles for parliamentarian, no more government vehicles for parliamentarian, none. Leadership.
I don't think then they give them vehicle on a fuel then they give them. But then be one vehicle. But I don't think say that one they go to.
So they not get government vehicles?
No, then license plates nine then get where they give them free pass, but the vehicle of itself parliamentarians them I stand to be corrected, but then be ask for her, but they not give them.
All right. That not good news. That not good news. Obviously. But the revenue areas the way they explain to we I've been a little bit let down when it come to minerals. Like how you been they say. Obviously, like what I be said before. Actually, before 2002, we have been find out what government they get, the country they get out of diamond. It was devastating, and I not be even know anything as Sierra Leone. Now we I come here out of just a FBI document. Now they are CM. What would they get out of we minerals at that in the 80s and 90s? Nothing. So it better small self who they get what who they get. But if you look at all the influx of foreigners that we then come now they count now that country where they've been doing a corner where majority where the people have been they call them Maraka, I don't know. Not us Sierra Leoneans, they're foreigners where they've been doing. If you go now the countries, if you see the houses where them build out of other minerals, the sad part, they're not been they even make anything nice na corner. They take all the minerals and go now their own country and go fix them. What another now the problem? Now the paramount chief the way they've been doing and the government will be there in power. They not be take we resources serious. One person full up in pocket would put money and that's it. The rest they're not care about waiting they happen to we country. So parliamentarians with the appeal to una day under for work for the people of Sierra Leone. Una take people in serious. Una take people in serious. And where you they go sleep. Generator light day for you, water day for you. You they eat fine. If remember say somebody day na the street or na a pan body or na grass house where it they struggle for it been waiting for it. Even the thing the way then they eat, it not get no nutrients where they give them well body. Una remember that, please. Una show love for una people. Please. Now the reason that the way them put una there. Parliament people and don't begin watch. People like trade where people and no care about what you una they go do and that. If una want una go dance inside parliament all day una commode, will not be no. I'm not been the hear anything about parliament. But now, even the man at the village, it hear it see. So do you una dede una show some respect to una self and decorum so that people, when you see that you begin to talk, say that young man they in the street and they cause problem, but you dey now that place that you they cause severe civilized problem. Severe one because you dey in office now parliament you are protected, but you they cause damage. Pass away that man way dey in the street where they say they cause problem. Because una young damage is immediate and futuristic. So please, at the big una think about 50 years down the road, waiting there for happen where you know did it. Where we they talk about wealth. Now, what you left, how it on your behalf, where you know the now then they would consider say yes, this person left wealth. But if you didn't get all the wealth, then you die. Everything go. You are not wealthy. You are not wealthy in the sense that You wealth will be get, you not be futuristic at all. You not be care about tomorrow. If you die today, you want to let everything go. I don't know if in a life that day. That day not to life at all. So please, think about the future of that country. Will you know day tomorrow? Let somebody speak good about what you don't do. Me, I not get no problem about that, really. The question is, what thing you they do with that money where you they take? You know, America is $1 trillion in debt. $1 trillion in debt. The first class, one of the first class of country in the world. They are $1 trillion in debt. So 3 point something billion is okay. In the sense that we want foresee waiting it a show for that. You know, way the guy they explain in terms of waiting, how then they fed for pay the bills and way other government been don't acquire. It continue for emphasize on that, like say, then he don't tell. After he don't tell, we say then they try for take 100 million and a little bit above that every year, and then they continue for talk about the past debt way they meet, and then the smart thing way he use. Now I make sometimes where you they interview people like particular area, you find for like a little bit of somebody who an expert in that area for interview that person. He say the loan way would they continue for pay so that we go not go default. He say sometimes with the refinancer. Who's kind village person that they will understand what in a refinance. Even in America now, where they talk about refinance, the way they can a bank, you get for explainer over and over. So here is the deal. In the talk say then they take 100 million, but if in they go for refinance, it can easily take 200,000. Why? Because it can go with the 200 million. It can go with the idea say, hey, we want for refinance a particular loan where the interest rate will they pay per than they too high. So let's say you get 3 loans where you they pay, where you get and you they pay, and that one loan, let's say the one loan get 15%, the other one get 15%, the third one get 15%. So this is 45% interest. Now, if you come to the bank, for instance, you say, I want for consolidate that loan so that you will get one rate will go lower than that. So, but he not explain that to the journalist no ask that. So when they talk about refinance, that na big time. Break and down for we. For instance, where they go refinance, you they add more money per that day. Later we, if not to true say they add more money. So you don't tell we na 100 million. It's possible way they refinance now 250 million to 200 million, so that then go pay other loan they off we get high rate, so that then go get one rate way they focus, which is good. If we they pay 45% in accumulated rate, now we they focus on one way they give we 25, it's better. But we not get no understanding of that. It just say sometimes with the refinancer, who would understand that? That's it. The journalists move on. But anyway, loan is fine if you only get something for show for. Because if me they tell you say I get mortgage way they cost me 200,000 way it cost me, but now they pay them. But if they show me I get house. So in 2 years time that house can be accumulating value, so I can sell it and pay that loan off and get more profit. The loan una they take do something where it go show the people and say una they do it. I want for Yeri waiting at the breakdown in the expenditure. If not to then take in terms of salary, if not to in at the highest. Thank you so much, Triple A, for bring this to we. And again, continue for be strong. God will continue for bless you, and your program will go to a different height by God in power. It's a matter of time. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ezekiel.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ezekiel, now the last caller, and now we will end everything today. We don't learn about the debt. The one who they trust inside the country no more. Now $1.1 billion. The how they go trust out. Now $2 billion. We give you a total debt of $3.1 billion. Well, they say we don't reach Waterloo, we don't reach the bottleneck, we don't go cross the. Let's see how this happened. We hope say the things them we make this external debt reach $2 billion. Road, energy, water, agriculture, health, education. We were able to see the effects on we, the people of Sierra Leone. Happy Thanksgiving again. And we go there tomorrow. Waiting we go do tomorrow. I don't know how I go get for turnout for B. but to go there back tomorrow. Till we meet again, Triple SA, Tata.